And good morning. How are you doing? Off center here for some reason. There we go. Now I'm on center. Yeah, how are you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. We've got a chance for some rain. Not everybody's going to see the rain this afternoon, but we've got a chance. And then I think tonight, instead of more thunder, I think more generalized rain, but we'll walk through it here. First of all, today is a KENS 5 Weather Impact Alert Day, and the main reason being is this afternoon, especially south of town, and especially where temperatures are in the mid to upper 90s, I think we got a chance for some gusty winds and also some very heavy downpours. But again, not everybody's going to see the rain, just like a 50-50 shot. So watch out late this afternoon and also into this evening. All right, this is what I'm looking at over the next several days, some gusty thunderstorms. Rest of the week are going to like it because we'll have seasonable temperatures. Tomorrow's high temperature, we're still going to reach 90. You know, the way that we kind of move into fall is like baby steps usually. And so I think the lows you're going to really like, the low temperatures will be in the 60s, but the high temperatures for Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday will be close to 90, which I guess is better than the low to mid 90s or the mid to upper 90s. But anyway, you're going to like the mornings and it will be drier. So again, kind of baby steps as we work into fall. All right, temperature outside right now, I'm recording this at 10:15. 82 degrees is the current temperature out there. We've got a really nice morning going on. It is humid and it's warm for this time of the year. Matter of fact, the low this morning, and this is, what's a good word for it? I was going to say not right, but if somebody else can give me a better word for it, it is abnormal, I guess. Temperature this morning was 80. Which is way above average. Record low 51, record high 102. Remember yesterday I was talking about how it was going to be hot and we'd hit 97, 98, but we wouldn't break the record of 99. Well, we hit 97 right on the dot, and we didn't break the record of 99, and the record today is 102. We're not going to break that either. All right, so we're going to warm up this afternoon. High today about 93, 94. Heat index values today will be pretty close to around 100, maybe 101. So rather steamy, rather warm. And then that front will come through, 50-50 shot of picking up a thunderstorm. Temperatures will drop down into the 80s behind that frontal boundary. And I do think this evening, especially late tonight into the early morning hours, we've got a chance for some scattered rain once again. Temperatures, let's take a look. We've got 82, I believe it was, and up in the hill country, temperatures there, yep, 74 at Fredericksburg. Looks like the winds are in northern Fredericksburg, northern Gillespie County, towards Brady and San Saba. It looks like the winds are out of the north already. So the winds are already shifting out of the north. Let me see if I can roll this back a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Temperatures haven't warmed up much. Matter of fact, they dropped again in Fredericksburg. So it may be a good indication that that front's a little quicker. If it's moving through Fredericksburg now, I'm expecting for it to slow down a little bit. So probably still early afternoon. I think we're still good with that. Temperature about 82 out there right now. Hondo's at 82. Look at Gonzales, 86. Hallettsville coming in at around 85 degrees. This frontal boundary I posted, I drew it on probably about an hour or two ago, so it's probably a little bit behind. Yeah, it's now moving into northern Gillespie County there. Temperature at Midland, 70. Look at Dallas-Fort Worth. Hasn't moved at all, 71. Amarillo's at 58. Oklahoma City's at 69. That's not all that cool, but Amarillo definitely at 58 degrees. So there is a little cool air behind this frontal boundary, and that's why tomorrow we'll have, well, tomorrow, I think the low will be 72 with the high tomorrow pretty close to around 90, but it's Friday morning, Saturday morning where the lows, and Sunday morning, lows will be in the 60s and feeling quite nice. Matter of fact, if you had a golf game planned for Saturday morning, what a treat that is going to be. Okay, so we got this upper level trough. The high has moved off into northern Mexico and the Pacific and now being replaced by this trough. And notice on Friday in the upper levels, mid levels, we'll have a northerly flow that's a sinking motion. We probably won't have many clouds in the sky. And at the surface, also a little drier. So Friday looks really fantastic. And Saturday, not bad. Sunday, we may see partly cloudy skies. And then on Monday, notice that little trough out to the west. I think it hangs out there to the west. But Monday, I'm going to throw in a 10% chance. It's the best. That's just the best that I can do. Chances of rain may get better as we get closer to Monday. And then that short wave or that trough moves through, and then Tuesday we're looking pretty good, and high kind of rebuilds back in. I don't think it's going to be outstandingly hot though next week. We may get to the mid 90s, but I'm thinking more like lower 90s for a high next week, and that's not bad. Like I said, we're taking baby steps as we head into fall. There was a movie a long time ago. I think it's What About Bob with, who was that? It was Bill Murray. And that was baby steps. Remember that, Greg?
I remember the movie. I'm not remembering the quote.
Yeah, it was baby steps because he was trying to get better. He had some kind of problem or something. I can't remember exactly. But the whole theme of that movie was baby steps. That was a good movie, but it's an old one. But what about, early 90s maybe, late 80s, it's somewhere around there. What about Bob? And you're probably at home or wherever you're at going, well, I'm here about your weather, not what about Bob? But anyway, okay, high temperatures today. I think we'll hit 93, 94. Here comes the front. And notice, and I was saying, I mean, it's not going to be a slam dunk on rainfall for sure. They're going to be scattered. But I do think that some of these cells, especially just south of town, towards Pleasanton, Carn City, Pearsall, some of these cells are going to be pretty heavy. And then down towards Carn City, especially with the heating of the day. And that's why I'm thinking some of these storms will have some gusty winds. And then notice how you'll have kind of, the front moves to the south, but above it at about 5,000 feet, you'll have some overrunning. So early in the morning, I think we'll have some showers, could even have a rumble of thunder. And then it should be all out of here by 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning. And then the afternoon, we'll have sunshine and high temperatures right around 90. Feels like temperature, this is kind of interesting. Look at the difference in the temperature today. Temperatures up in the hill country, northern hill country, probably more like mid 80s. And from San Antonio, I think our heat index will hit about 100 early this afternoon. And then notice the southern counties, heat index values around 102 to about 105. So a pretty big difference in the way it's going to feel today from north to south. Looking at the severe outlook, in the counties in green, you've got a very slight risk of a severe thunderstorm. And I think the biggest threat is going to be gusty winds with some of the stronger cells. You could even probably draw that a little bit further down to the south a little bit. So your next question is, well, how much rainfall? I'm thinking 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 an inch. Some locations maybe not even picking that up. Down to the south, there may be some places with 1 inch or 2, or down to the south and west, maybe 1 inch or 2. Mainly southeast counties, like from Carn City over to Cuero, Goliad, some like those areas, maybe 1 inch or 2, something like that. But I hope you pick up 1/4 of an inch to a 1/2 an inch. All right, let's switch gears a little bit. Out in the tropics, I tell you what, our window, and I'm going to call it opportunity because I can't think of a better word, but our window of opportunity is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And I'm beginning to think that we may not have any kind of tropical system named storm that will affect our Texas coast. I think our window of opportunity is now reduced maybe to the first week of October, and that's it. So the hurricane season's rapidly coming to an end for Texas. All right, we've got Hurricane Gabby that continues to weaken. Not Gabby, Gabrielle. Well, I guess Gabby's short for Gabrielle, I guess. Hurricane Gabrielle is in the Atlantic, continuing to move into cooler waters, continuing to weaken out in the middle of nowhere, only affecting ships. We've got a storm, cluster of thunderstorms in the middle of the Atlantic. Good chance that develops, but moving off to the north and west won't come anywhere near the Gulf. We've got a pretty good disturbance over Puerto Rico, or pretty close to the Virgin Islands. That may develop over the Bahamas if you've got any kind of interest there in the next couple of days, and may affect the East Coast. But again, staying east of the Gulf. This season, the Bermuda, what we call the Bermuda High, has been very weak. So these systems, instead of staying on a westward course, as soon as they get any kind of latitude, they really start hooking and moving to the north. And like I said, our window of opportunity is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, I am not allergic to anything except for ragweed, and I'm slightly allergic, and I have been sneezing today. So maybe that's my problem. Others would probably say, but anyway, pigweed 30 in light, molds are 420 in light. Okay, here's your 14-day forecast. Rest of today, we've got an impact day because there will be some thunderstorms that will develop. Some of those could have some gusty winds and some hail. I'm not really concerned about hail because the freezing level is like 13,000 feet. And I just don't think the updraft speeds are going to be sufficient enough to produce large hail. I mean, you may have, with the stronger cell, you may have like little bitty peas maybe, but I think the biggest problem is going to be in those areas that warm up to the mid to upper 90s, mainly south of town. You could have some pretty gusty winds with some of these thunderstorms. 50% chance tonight, and then a 30% chance tomorrow morning. Sun comes out tomorrow, high at 90, and then Friday morning, 67, really nice, high 91. Saturday, Sunday morning, low 67, 68, really nice, highs low 90s. And then most of next week, high temperatures in the low 90s, right on into the 4th and the 5th of October. Don't see many opportunities for good chances for rain, but we'll try to work on that. And you know what? We really appreciate you guys streaming. We really do with us. And make sure to watch the noon show, 4, 5, 6, and 10. And I'll be back tomorrow morning. All right. We really appreciate you guys. If you want more updates, you know where to go. Kens 5 Plus and kens5.com. All right. Have a great day. We'll see you later.